technically, the Miami Dolphins played football on Saturday. Technically.
Yeah. Welcome to the 305 Gridiron. Anthony and Josh in the zone. They just slid on, breaking down plays all day. That's the biz on. Every snap, every trap, every blitz on. Talk turf, talk tape, talk pride. From the tailgate smoke to the goal line drive. Aqua Ace cooking heat when the mics turn up. If you reppin' Miami, put your hands right up. Hey, this the 305 Gridiron. Dolphins talk, we live it up. Anthony and Josh, Aqua Ace, yeah, they light it up.
Welcome back to the 305 Gridiron, ladies and gentlemen. Fins up, as always. Josh, my boy, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, is over here to my left. I don't know which direction is which today. Oh, man. I'm Anthony Pinzone. We are here to talk Miami Dolphins football. For some reason, we are still talking about this game, but we're not going to talk about it too long because there was really not a whole lot to talk about. Let's be honest. We were watching a lot of players who will not be in the league in another week or so play what they call football.
It's something. It was something.
I don't even know where to begin. Let's just talk about the game. All right, we lost 26-3. We didn't play a single starter. I guess it depends. Some of those guys out there might be fighting for starting positions.
Well, fair. Yeah.
You know, Jacob Rodriguez was out there. Michael Taft was. I think all the rookies were actually out there. Chris Johnson was out there too. So I think every rookie and then every veteran who hasn't locked down a spot was out there. So we did get to see a little more of the guys we talked about in the preview show, guys we wanted to see, but only about one or two series before they hit the hay as well and got changed into street clothes. So listen, it was an underwhelming performance, but Cam Miller started the game at quarterback, which honestly, we'll talk about it. I didn't think he played that poorly. Everybody around him played hella poorly. Did not help. Hafley did say that he saw some things he didn't love from the quarterback too. So I'm not saying that Cam Miller played perfect, but like I thought it was a step up from what we saw in week one at least. And then the backup offensive line sucked. Trying to hit the high notes here.
Well, here's some high notes. You ready for this shit? 102 total yards. 2.3 yards per play, 9 total drives, 3 first downs, 0 offensive touchdown. Well, 0 touchdowns, period. I mean, it wasn't pretty. Now, there's an asterisk because none of the starters played. Now, I'm saying none of the projected, assumed starters played. But I mean, our boy here, Jorge, nailed it, right? We need depth pretty much everywhere. Everywhere.
Here's the problem, though. We can't expect to have depth when we don't even have starters, right? Like, the team's going to be bad this year. We're going into the season knowing this, right? And when you have a bad team in the front portion of the team, the back portion of the team is going to be hella worse.
Yeah, well, and that's what's hard because we've only really seen the starting unit for one drive on both sides of the ball. I mean, and they looked competent. I mean, we have no idea what they are because for some reason, in what I assumed would be the equivalent of preseason week 3 from yesteryear, which was where you see the starters kind of play, 5 or 6 drives and get really, get their, what do you call it there? What I'm trying to say, like get their chance to kind of get their beak sweat for a little bit and get multiple drives. And to say that we didn't see a single starter. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see them next week. I mean, I hope not.
I mean that must be the dress rehearsal, right? They get 2 weeks after the fact to get ready, to rest for the regular season week 1. So what are we going to talk about today? We're not going to talk a lot about this game. I mean, we're going to make bits and pieces. We're going to mention it. We're going to mention a few players from the game who actually did play well. They're very few. And then we're really going to talk about what we should and should not care about from this game, and then talk a little bit about the team as a whole. I think that's the big question off the top there, Josh, is how much do we actually care about this 26-3 loss? And what actually are the things that matter from this game?
Nothing. I mean, not that nothing matters. I don't care about the score. I never care about preseason scores, especially for a team like you just said that, dude, we're bad. We're going to be bad. We're not going to be good. We're not that's okay. I mean, it's not okay in the long scheme of things, but with the teardown that we just went through, it's anticipated that we're not going to be very good. And all I can say is I wanted to see a little bit more from the second, third, and fourth stringers than we did. But at the end of the day, does the 26-3, does the score matter? No. Does the fact that we scored 6 points in 2 games in the preseason matter? Not really. Not to me, at least. What matters more to me are individual performances.
It would be nice not to be outscored 46-10 through 2 preseason games, I will admit. Yeah. As there's other teams' backups that are out there slinging it and doing a fine job at it, while ours are like, they may be on a high school field.
Yeah, to be completely transparent with those that did not watch the game, our Publix baggers and Stop and Shop bag boys,
if they're lucky, I don't know.
Right? We're going up against Jameis on the defense in the secondary. We're going up against Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis Winston is no longer the Jameis Winston of old, no longer the Florida State guy that went undefeated, no longer the first overall draft pick, but he's still Jameis Winston. So there are a bunch of caveats here, but nothing excuses what we saw on the field on the offense and the defensive side of the ball.
Especially from some players that you're not expecting to be that bad. Like we're acting as if it was all forced. It wasn't. Ethan Bonner out there getting his ass roasted on a regular out there. I mean, we didn't see a lot of greatness out of Kyle Lewis in this game either, other than him chasing fucking people that he forgot to cover.
He really channeled his inner Dotson.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, it was a tough game to watch all around, no matter who you were watching. I mean, there was real guys out there with real experience. Zane Anderson looked like shit. Michael Taft got hurt, although he did look good before he got hurt. The punter sucks. He won the punting competition, which is even worse. Who else? Ollie Gordon actually did look really good. Then he gets hurt. Jalen Wright looked like ass.
And which is crazy after last week where Jalen Wright looked like the clear far and away number 2 running back.
Right.
You know, here's what it is. You know, I'd like to hear your thoughts on, and this was something I've been kind of toying with in my head. We've seen half in this team in 2 games so far, and through multiple weeks of practice and lots of interviews. If you had to put a finger on what you thought Half's approach was in the preseason, knowing that the team is not great, knowing that there's, you know, of the 91 players we have on this team, 60,000, like 68 of them are 1-year veteran deals and the rest are rookies. I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
What do you think Half's approach is for these 2 weeks? Because it's not what a normal team is, in my opinion.
Yeah, he says it every press conference. We have 41 1-year deals and 23 rookies.
Oh, is that the number?
Yeah, that makes up 64 of the 91-man roster. Is guys who are on prove-it deals and guys who have never played it down in the NFL. So it's largely, he says it all the time. I watch all his press conferences because he actually speaks like an adult human and not like a child.
That's awesome. So nice.
It's evaluation mode. He is watching the stuff that we don't know, right? Mm-hmm. He knows every play that was called for every down and whose assignment is what and where they're supposed to. That's what he's watching. He doesn't care what the result of the play was. He doesn't care what the score is. He is going and looking at every player that's on the team, on the play, and saying, where are you supposed to be? Did you end up there? And did you make a play? And that's how they're evaluating. I mean, how else are they supposed to do it when 2/3 of your roster is guys who are literally on the bubble? Like, what else could you do?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree 100%. Right. It's one of those things where I find it interesting now. This is 2 games in a row. So preseason week 1, preseason week 2, that I don't know if the reports, I did not substantiate these reports. I did not, look into them, but I saw a few reports each week that somebody different called one of the sides of the ball.
Yeah, and that's pretty typical across the league at this point. I mean, they're trying to. I don't know if it's been handed down by the NFL or it just became a trend amongst teams when they saw one team do it, they all started doing it. But it's a really good idea to get coaches who are a little down the coaching chart some experience calling plays and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's been nice to see that.
That is something else to take into account because if I understood the report correctly, our linebackers coach, who's new to the team, I don't know if he's a new linebackers coach, was the one calling defensive plays all game. And, maybe he needs to go back to the lab a little bit because gave up 26 points. You know what I mean? Like, but again, context is key with all of this stuff. It's very easy to get down.
Yeah. They don't really have a choice here, Jorge. And I think, this has been this way for a long time now.
A handful of years.
Yeah.
No, not it's been only a handful of years since it's been 3 preseason games.
Oh, 3 preseason games. You're right. You're right. It's probably been 5 though already.
Yeah.
Time flies, man. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if the UDFAs are counted as 1-year deals or rookies. They're both, I guess.
Your point stands. Right?
Yeah. Point stands. So I guess like knowing that's an evaluation game, and I'm not an evaluator. I know you like to dive into the tape here and there, maybe not in the preseason because it's exhausting. But like knowing that it's an evaluation game for the coaches, does that change your view of what happened? I know our chat was still pretty lively, regardless of.
Well, I mean, we're fans. We're still fans, right? I mean, look, I'm going to be candid with every one of you, and each one of you guys in the chat, each one of you guys that are watching this now or later, and you, Anthony. We all speak a big game. we're all like, guys, there's gonna be a bad season. Just keep a level head. No big deal. We're gonna lose a bunch of games. It's gonna be fine.
Keep a level head.
We're fans. It's short for fanatic. We say it all the time. Like we are lunatics about this team. So, irregardless if Cam Miller's or Gronkowski is the quarterback, I expect us to win for some reason unbeknownst to me. I still get upset when the 5th string undrafted rookie quarterback that played at Boston Polytech University A&M comes in for the first time ever playing in front of people and throws an intercept. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still get frustrated with it.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we actually learned. And I want to start with this crazy story that everybody's talking about. Everybody's starting with it. And everybody's picking it up because it's amazing. The Steven Dick story, the dude was literally like Jeff Hafley literally met him that morning of the game, and he played the entire second half, which is kind of crazy. He's still not going to make the team, but it's a pretty crazy story to think about. So with that in mind, there's a few other stories like that here, man. What did we actually learn from this game?
Well, I don't know if you want to go one by one and talk about it, but I can tell you, number one, right off the bat, depth is still a concern, and that is being very polite and non-alarmist, but it is a massive concern. Depth
I'm going to go a step further and say that starters are a concern.
Well, yes.
Because I think some of those guys are going to be starting.
Well, fair. Okay, yeah. But it's hard to say because the majority, I mean, no joke, 80 to 85, 90% of the projected starters weren't on the field. So for me to say, oh, I'm worried about the starters outside of my normal, hey, our team is very sus. So who the hell really knows outside of a handful of players? But outside of that caveat, I don't have a reason to be concerned yet because the only time we've seen the starters was that one drive in preseason week 1. They went, 13 plays and they scored a touchdown. So, what did you think outside of the depth being a concern? Like what did you learn? What was one of your takeaways?
I learned that a lot of the veterans that we thought were locks are not so locks. We saw Willie Gay play the entire second half.
Oh, that part I didn't know.
Why?
I wasn't able to watch the game, unfortunately, because I'm in the Northeast.
Yeah, you would. I just watched it after on Game Pass, but you would assume that Willie Gay, being a veteran he is, and all the 4 stringers were out there, he would have a position locked up. But he was out there the entire second half. Other guys who were out there late, that surprised me. Tutu Atwell was out there in the 3rd quarter. Jalen Tolbert was out there in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he looked like ass, by the way.
Lonnie, what's the safety? Lonnie Johnson. Zane Anderson was out there as well. Like, these are all like 1-year guys we brought in that I assumed just because like they were the first round of signings that these were guys that were they were going to build the system around. But then when you see them in a game that is very clearly a game where we're playing developmental guys to get a picture of where they are and how they fit, and all of those guys are still playing, that raised some question marks in my mind as if like, hey, maybe some of the guys we assumed were cuts and some of the guys we assumed were not are actually shouldn't be as assumed as we think,
Well, I mean, fair. And honestly, outside of, I mean, am I crazy to say 7 or 8 players, nobody should feel safe.
Yeah, there's very few locked players in this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not including rookies because
Right.
rookies are on the team regardless. I mean, I'm not talking about starters. I'm talking about maybe even less than 8. I mean, I can count them, right? So Malik, tell me if I'm crazy. Malik Willis, probably safe, irregardless.
I would say.
Devon Achane, probably
Yes.
safe. Patrick Paul,
I would hope.
I'm not counting rookies. So Proctor is obviously in the line.
Yeah.
I'm not counting him. So Patrick Paul, that's 3. Aaron
Brewer.
Brewer, right? Austin Jackson, sadly. So that we're at 5 on the. I don't know about that, man. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure.
I think he's locked.
Okay, so we'll call it. So that's 6.
Yeah.
And then you go to the defensive side of the ball. You have the 3 on the defensive line and the 1 edge and chop. So there's 9.
It's kind of where that ends.
Well, Brooks, right, at linebacker. And that's it. So we're at 10. It would be 12 or 13 if you count the rookies, 14 if you count all the rookies that we project to start. So nobody should feel safe.
You know, I don't know. Do you have another one that you did learn? Because I just thought of another one.
Well, you know, the clear and obvious outside of the depth is still a concern. The backup quarterback. Yeah. I mean, I know in our group chat there was Cam Miller played pretty well, and Ewers played pretty well. Yes, sure, fine, whatever.
I don't think Ewers played.
No,
I just mean Cam Miller and Gronowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying none of them are NFL caliber quarterbacks, in my opinion. None of them. So we are.
I like Cam because he's scrappy, but you're right. He's not
same. He's a good practice squad guy, and I'd like to see him on the team. But we're going to be hard, like hitting the waiver wire pretty hard early and often.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, the reality is there is going to be way too many better quarterbacks cut than what we have on the roster right now. There's a lot of teams out there with 3-4 guys that are not going to keep 3 or 4 guys. And are they like immediate guys you want to see on the field? Hell no. We don't want to see any of these backup quarterbacks on the field. But like, I sure as shit don't want to see Quinn Ewers out there if Willis were to go down.
I mean, nailed it, right?
It's enough's enough already. I mean, he was drafted that late for a reason.
Yeah. Jorge here with a comment. We leaned on depth, but starters need more playing time because quarterback needs to have more reps with these guys in real action. Yeah, I agree 100%. They can't be in sync with, without actual time. And I'm sorry, practice against, and I don't mean to say it this way, but against this defense.
That's true.
I mean, like, come on.
Yeah. The hype videos of like the offense performing well against our defense. I'm like,
there's a giant asterisk, right? I mean, now I do think there is something to, the impressive one-handed catch or, Caleb Douglas and Bell and Coleman showing up play after play. Yes, they still have to catch the ball. And they're still, regardless of if the bodies that are in front of them are any good or not, there's still bodies in front of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's, I just don't understand why we haven't seen more of the starters. I'm not saying that to play a whole quarter. It's just something that bothers me because we're going to get into the first quarter of the season and these starters are going to have one series together. You know what I mean? In game time action.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'll see him against the Falcons. I do. I don't know why.
That would be cool. I mean, I don't know why either, but it's better than nothing. You know what I mean?
The last thing I'll say about what we learned here, what I learned is that we thought Ajabo might be kind of a diamond in the rough, and it turns out he is just a piece of coal.
Yeah, he's a moissanite.
Absolutely has looked awful. What's that?
Yeah, I said he's moissanite.
Yeah, there you go. He's looked bad. He was playing with the 4th or 5th teamers in the Giants game. Consistently out of place. Can't make a tackle to save his life. I mean, it's just there hasn't been a single redeeming quality about a guy like Ajabo. And then there's other guys who are like working their asses off and maybe don't have the physical traits that Ajabo has. And it's like, well, who are you going to keep, man? You really going to keep this kid based on traits who can't make a play? Or are you going to keep the other guy who maybe doesn't have all the traits like a Woodard or something like that and keep him on special teams and like see what he can do, right? Like, that's always the decisions I'm always curious about. Like when I watch Hard Knocks, I'm always looking for those decisions, like those conference rooms chats that they record where they're talking about like which guy's going to stay and which guy's going to go.
And why? Yeah, it's very interesting to watch those. I've been watching the Seahawks one. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. You and I both were pretty high on Ajabo. To various degrees. And the fact that, I mean, I'm not trying to be tongue in cheek about this, but the fact that this is the first time we've actually talked about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and we're talking the entire offseason. Like, I think that says everything it needs to say. So
big shout out to the two guys who just joined and played like an entire half though. Is Steve Dix and Cam Riley.
Cam Riley was pretty. I mean,
Dix I didn't even notice on the field, but Cam Riley was all over the place. The dude's name popped up 100 times in the time that he played on the field. So like he certainly was taking advantage. He played 61 snaps. He was taking advantage of his opportunity.
That's great, man. And I'll tell you this. I love to bag on Chop, but after seeing the other defensive ends in this room, I'm very excited that he's on this team. I mean, let's be real. You know.
Me too. Okay.
So I don't want to talk about this game too much because let's be honest, kind of a shit show. But like, who do you think, maybe you don't, but if you think that there are any, who do you think actually helped themselves this game?
Kevin Coleman was all over the place. He was heavily involved in the first half. I don't think he played the second half, but Cam Miller throws him up a hope and a prayer, and he comes down with it. He had a nice crosser at one point. He did have a drop too, but you know, he's a fifth round rookie. Like, what do you expect? I don't expect him to be perfect, but I really thought that Coleman did pretty well. Would I say that he moved himself up into the starting rotation?
That was going to be my question. Yeah. Do you think he's raised his level at all, or still number 5?
Nah. I mean, he's in the 4 or 5 spot behind Malik and Douglas and Bell, and I don't know about Tolbert and Tutu. Like them playing this late in this game really has me thinking. Like I don't know if they have a future here. That's kind of crazy.
And something we never mentioned, and I glossed through it and actually never read the article, but it sounded like Chris Bell actually came out of the non-contact jersey. So
totally forgot to talk about that. We were talking about like him playing this week, and we didn't even realize that he wasn't out of the non-contact jersey yet. So he was medically cleared, but not contact cleared. Yeah. So the media really gave it to Half. Like, when is this kid going to play? We're going to see him week 3, blah, blah, and Half, of course, did not answer the question. So
no.
We don't know.
I think I saw it today, this morning, or maybe it was Sunday, where it was he's officially out of the non-contact, which I think is a massive step for a player that's coming, 9 months, 10 months off of an ACL injury.
Yeah.
So I think a few players helped themselves. Kevin Coleman was one of my big ones, and I'm still so shocked. And maybe it's because, our depth on the offensive line is not great, but Caden Wallace, man, I think he put in another very encouraging performance. I think you add in the fact that he's got that guard tackle flexibility. He's got good hands. He's got good movement. He's got a good, strong punch. I mean, I'm not saying he's a starter, but for a player that came from the Patriots for a 6th round pick, him in a 7th, came over for a 6th going out. Coming in, was it 3 days or something like that before the first preseason game, played pretty well, had a whole week of practice, played another really good game. I mean, it's encouraging. I'm not saying, again, he's starting caliber material, but he seems like at least a lower end serviceable offensive lineman, which is more than we could say about the majority of them in that room.
I mean, he's been playing way better than all the other guys that are in the backup position on the offensive line. So we're going to talk about another one here in a second who I know he's on the improved list, but gosh dang, man, I saw one play in particular. I was like, come on, man.
It was bad. It was so bad. He was like a turnstile.
It really was.
Maybe he shouldn't be on this list. I don't know why I put him on this list. We could probably gloss over DJ Campbell, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we're talking about DJ Campbell. And the one play I'm talking about is like he absolutely gets bitched by a rushing linebacker. I mean, just absolutely gets floored. And the linebacker forces the quarterback out of the pocket. I was like, what? It's a linebacker, man. You're like 6'6", 350 pounds. Like, what?
Yeah.
Looking like Humpty Dumpty out there. Damn.
I think I was feeling guilty, so I put names on here that maybe shouldn't be on here. But yeah, DJ Campbell should probably be on the.
I mean, the reality is there's not a lot of people that help themselves. I'm surprised Woodard's not on this list, to be honest.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, let's talk about Dan Woodard for a second, because I know that Taylor's a big fan. And he's playing linebacker. He led the league. He led the team.
Jesus.
He may lead the league because not a lot of people have a lot of tackles in the preseason. But week 1 against the Commanders, he had 7 tackles, led the team. This week, I think he had 4. Once again, all over the place out there. Actually looked competent in coverage. I watched him following a guy on a man in motion, right? And they were trying to play a pick. They were trying to use our guy to do a pick. Sure. So because they moved far enough over that our guy was in the way of Woodard. And Woodard literally just kind of like sidestepped, and they called hike, and he just followed his guy down the side. It was so smooth, which seems like such a simple thing. But in this game where we saw so much bad football, to see one guy out there actually look competent, I felt encouraged by it.
So I didn't watch him play because I wasn't able to watch the game, and I haven't had time to. I watched some of the film and then did some research. But is he more of a Sam kind of coverage linebacker, like a Terrell Dotson, like a Kyle Lewis, or is he more of a thumper that has speed?
Yeah, I think I think him and Lewis are head to head in a position battle there. Yeah, great. I think he's going to be a special teamer. I mean, before we even highlight as what he could be at, Woodard. Before we even go into like what he could be on defense, I don't know that he's going to play a lot of defense. But he could be a great gunner on special teams. Yeah. And he looks quick out there, and he looks competent. He can tackle. So I just think he's a good all-around football player, and we figure out the position later.
Yeah, 100%. I like it.
We had basically nobody before the injuries, man. I don't know who got hurt at tight end, but like we're talking. We had Ben Sims, Greg Dulcich, Tredu Sayore, or however you say his name, Traore.
Your guy, you were excited about him.
I can't even. I am excited. He's looked okay. Not really. Who else do we even have at tight end?
The guy from Kansas City, whatever his name is.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
Let me tell you how many guys were out there who I didn't even know who they were. No idea.
I think the list would be shorter of the ones you did recognize.
Yeah, actually, we talked about Woodard already. He is on this list. I didn't realize we were talking offense and defense, but this is the guy, Keith Cooper. I swear to you, I don't know when we signed him. I don't know who he is, and he had apparently 5 tackles in the first game and was an absolute monster in this game as well. Him and Woodard were like the 2 shining stars amongst the bucket of crap out there. I don't know if you know anything about him, but like this kid is in one of our strongest positions, maybe one of our few strong positions at defensive tackle, could legitimately make a name for keeping him and keeping an additional defensive tackle.
Yeah, I don't know much about either Cooper or Woodard. I'm gonna go watch their film though. That's all I can promise.
How the mighty have fallen here. We're talking about the highlights of our show today are Jackson Woodard and Keith Cooper.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 2026 season, Dolphins fans.
Well, I will say this. I'll throw in a name everyone recognizes, Dante Trader.
Yeah.
He looked really strong, right?
Yeah, he wasn't out there week 1, but finally he got out there this week. So, yeah.
So,
Michael Taft looked good, too.
Do we want to breeze through the names if you have any of ones that you thought kind of didn't help themselves, or do you want to just bounce to the end of this segment and move on to the fun stuff?
Let's just name them. I'll name them. Give me a signal if you want to say anything in particular about them.
I don't. Except for the last one.
I'm assuming our potential 6th offensive lineman, Charlie Heck, is looking rough.
He's bad, dude. He's so bad.
Veteran defensive tackle Matthew Butler, clearly outperformed by Keith Cooper. Probably not going to be on the team. Don't know who this guy is or what position he plays. Never even heard of him. Fatorma Molba. Okay. David Ajabo, we already talked about. Probably not making the team. I'd be surprised. Miles Battle. Again, tough safety playing for a position. Marco Wilson playing for a cornerback position. Not looking great. And then I actually mentioned this just before. Kyle Lewis. It says not necessarily down, but I disagree. I mean, he was chasing his tail out there.
I mean, again, rookies, right? Yeah. I am very forgiving. I'm much more forgiving for rookies than you are. I have not really liked what I've seen out of him and I have to whisper his name, but Rodriguez so far, because we admittedly probably propped them up more than they should have been. given as in like both of them are insanely talented. However, they're still rookies playing two very hard positions in the NFL, coming from college. I mean, there's a lot to learn, and they're coming to a team that has no help anywhere. So, but I do think that, we gave him, if I remember some of the clips that I've seen, he was playing some deep safety reps, which I think is very important because it's something that, we talked about after we drafted him. He's going to be that Swiss Army knife, that Dollar General Kyle Hamilton, if you will. Right. He didn't look overly comfortable playing in that role, which is understandable because in college, for those of you that don't know, he was a safety and he transitioned over to linebacker, or he's a linebacker and transitioned to safety, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But he didn't look overly comfortable. So, I think he needs to hit the books. I think he needs to practice and review all of the angles he was taking. You can watch the film. And again, admittedly, I didn't watch the whole game. I didn't dive too deep into the film. It's been kind of a crazy, weekend. But the ones that I did see is his angles were very suspect, very questionable for somebody of his talent. We know he's talented. So, I just think I hope he doesn't box himself into just playing linebacker because I think that hurts him making an impact on this team early. Do I think he's a good linebacker? Absolutely. But I guess, I'll be curious to hear your thoughts. I mean, you were higher on him than we were both extremely high on Kyle Lewis coming out in college.
Yeah.
To you, is he more of a linebacker, kind of a nickel, a box safety? Like where would you put him now that we've seen 2 weeks and a bunch of practices?
It's interesting. I don't know where I would put him, but it feels like the team is starting to second guess linebacker after Trey Moore's emergence, right? I don't know that anybody expected Trey Moore to emerge as a potential starting Sam linebacker on the team. And now that he has,
going to suck.
What?
His loss is going to suck.
Yeah, I haven't seen any reports on how long he's potentially out, but a lot of these guys are dealing with high ankle sprains and shit, which don't really come with a timeline. But yeah, I mean, the emergence of Trey Moore, I feel like has made it so that Kyle Lewis, they're starting to think about other places to put him because like when would he get the chance to play linebacker if Brooks works out and Rodriguez works out and Trey Moore works out, like when would Lewis ever really fit into that rotation, right? Virtually never, unless you're putting a fourth linebacker or a big nickel or something out there. So I do think that they are just trying to figure out where does this guy fit best. We have a Swiss Army knife, but we don't necessarily want to overload him with data. So where do we put him that we can start building him up?
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, dude, let's talk about the real takeaway from this game. We're trying to find the back half of the roster guys, the final 10 guys to make the roster. And I was laughing during our chat this weekend when Taylor was like, I really think that we're going to be signing like 10 to 15 guys after cuts because like they do not seem happy with the depth at all. They just played an entire preseason game with literally only depth players. So like, I think they probably got out of this game what they were hoping to get out of it while we're stuck sitting there watching some horrendous football.
Yeah, it was hard, man.
So did we actually learn? Do you think they got, I mean, I say it tongue in cheek that they got what they wanted, but do you think they got what they wanted? And do you think will continue into this next preseason game, or are we actually going to see some starters?
I mean, what do I hope we see starters because I think there is something to momentum. We've talked about this kind of last season when we started this podcast, which was there needs to be steady momentum. These guys need to get in the same huddle. These guys need to learn, visual cues and the way somebody says something and the little kind of leg twitch here and the hand flick there so that there's nonverbal communication skills. And that only happens. Practice is great, but seeing it in live with the crowd going nuts, like that's all important to me, I think. Do I think this team learned what they needed to learn? Sure, to an extent. We don't have depth, that certain players maybe don't fit into certain roles. A la Kyle Lewis is not really a safety at this point. And probably shouldn't be a safety at this point. And if he has to be a linebacker or a special teamer, then so be it. Let him, don't force it. Do I think we are going to see a lot more of this in preseason week 3? Absolutely. Do I think we'll see the starters? I hope. But I do think that there is something to the way Haf and this coaching staff is looking at this preseason and at this team. Because again, I think we would be very ignorant to assume they also don't see how bad this team is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, of course they do.
Let's call a spade a spade.
They know more about football in their thumb than we know all around. Because they've lived it their entire life. They're in the game, right? They're in the buildings, multiple buildings for the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that the reason we are not seeing the starters per se, and this is just me reading between the lines, is because they feel like they have a good grasp on what they can provide. And what this coaching staff really needs to see is, okay, we brought in, outside of the 14 players that you and I named, including some of the rookies that we assume to start, we have no fucking idea what these other guys are. We have no idea who's going to contribute. There's some, some Monstars. There's some, lost boys over here. There's some Publix grocery baggers over there. There's a math teacher. There's a student driver, course instructor. And then we have some ex-football players from the UFL. We have no idea who's going to do what. So let's put them into positions where we are calling very mundane and bland offensive calls and defensive calls, and see who's going to get to their point, who's going to make the right read, who's going to make the right cut, run the right route, drop in the right coverage, and so on and so forth. Irregardless of if they win that rep or not, it puts stuff on film that they can then use when they have to make some of these decisions. So again, it's hard as fans to go into this and look at it and say, well, okay, I'm not going to care that we lost, we haven't scored a touchdown in a game and a half because they're evaluating. But from a coaching staff, my assumption is that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, poor Major Burns. I expected to see more out of him by now, but that's the nature of the NFL. All right, let's talk actually about what we've learned so far this preseason. We're 2 preseason games in at this point. We're starting to get real reps from our team. We can see what our team looks like, what some of our players look like. We just talked about the results of the Giants game weren't really what we were hoping for, but also we didn't really play a lot of guys that were probably going to be playing week 1 of the regular season. Now, first and foremost, we didn't see this first guy I wanted to mention at all in preseason week 2. We only saw him for a short amount of time in preseason week 1. Are you more confident in Mr. Malik Willis now than you were when we were entering training camp?
No, because I was high on Willis. I like the choice in player. I think, I don't know where he sits, but I think he has the talent. Should a team be put around him, I think he has the talent to be a top 15 quarterback in this league. Will that be what we get out of him? No, because I think he's hamstrung with the receivers and stuff like that. But I do think Willis is, and I don't mean to say it this way, but is who we thought he was, right? Yeah. So I have very little concern about him.
Yeah, I don't want to set the bar too low, but I think if he's top 20 with the staff that he has to work with, I mean, and let's be honest, it's not that bad, right? He's got Devon Achane, and if Caleb Douglas continues to improve like he looks like he's going to, and Chris Bell comes out and plays like we think, the offensive line is the best it's been in a long time. And he's got Dolchik and Kazmarek at tight end to help out. I think he has some pieces around him. The problem is going to be how much they have to catch up because the defense is so could potentially be so bad.
You got to score on every drive.
Right. Yeah. So am I more confident in him now? No, I haven't really seen much out of him. Like, he's doing all the right things. I love that. Right. It doesn't build my confidence in him, but I love that. Like, he's all about ball. He's coming in and learning the playbook immediately. He's teaching other guys the playbook. He's working off the field with Caleb Douglas, which is obvious. They haven't talked about it at all. Nobody said that, but you can tell on the field that it's been happening. Yeah. Right. And I just think there's a lot of promising signs from Malik Willis as a person who really didn't want to do that signing, but knew that we didn't really have any other choice.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like,
definitely higher on that signing than you were.
Who would we be starting if we didn't sign him? Right? Like
Cam Miller.
Quinn?
Cam Miller, baby.
Yeah, it's insane.
Not pretty. What? Oh, yep. Go ahead.
So Jorge says,
big question.
Hafley coaching this 2 preseason game. We need to evaluate it. I know it's only preseason, but that's the one thing I'm worried about. I mean, you're worried about him coaching?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but understand that he wasn't calling the offensive plays. He called 2 series of offensive plays and defensive plays in preseason week 1 from the reports. He didn't call any of the defensive plays, which is what he's going to, my understanding, what he's going to do during the regular season. In preseason week 2, it was our linebackers coach. Again, like the starters, we haven't seen much of it. Yeah. Right. And I think he, like everyone else, is in eval mode.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I've seen anything from Hafley that worries me, honestly. It's preseason. He's most of his job in the preseason is happening behind closed doors, not on the field. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the regular season.
And even that, I'm going to be honest with you, this whole season, I mean, from a coaching standpoint, unless there are some egregious things that just that, you know, where there are mistakes that are made and it's never corrected.
Right.
I mean, most of this coaching staff, for me at least, the big hitters in this coaching staff get a fucking hall pass this year.
If we get over 6 wins with this team and this schedule, I would be floored. Floored.
Don't hold your breath. That's all I can say.
I'm not.
We're gonna do a show.
I'd already be on the floor.
We're gonna do a show where we guesstimate our wins and
losses.
It'll
be schedule number 2. It'll be our second guess at schedules. We did one pre all training camps and mini camps and all that stuff, and then we're gonna do one pre.
It wasn't pretty then, and I can promise you it's not gonna be pretty now from my perspective. But anyways, has the offensive line gone from a major concern to something we're actually feeling good about, in your opinion, from what you've seen in practice and in the games that the starting unit has played?
I feel good about 4 of the 5 positions, which is a lot more than I could say in the past, I think. So yes, I do think it's something I'm actually feeling good about. I think the offensive line looks pretty good. I think Austin Jackson is ass still, and I haven't really ever been a fan of his, but that's okay. But Savaniah looks much better. Brewer is Brewer. Patrick Paul's still improving. I want to see him elevate his game to elite. To an elite level, and Proctor's everything that Sully and Half told us he was.
Yeah, we were. I can admit, I was very wrong. Wrong on Proctor.
He's like immediately come in and been maybe the best left guard we've had in years since Robert Hunt left.
Well, Robert Hunt was a right guard, but yeah.
Oh well,
I get what you mean.
We've had since Robert Hunt left.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah, Austin Jackson. I'm done with that experiment. You know, I am. I was holding on to quiet hope because was it 2 seasons ago when he stayed healthy for the whole season?
2023. It's like
he looked so fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh, the talent's there. He just has to get healthy. But the problem is the dude can't stay healthy. And sometimes, as somebody that has played sports at a semi-professional level and has dealt with knee injury after knee injury after knee injury after knee injury.
Yeah.
I get it.
This is so funny. It would be so Dolphins to finish in purgatory and get the 15th pick. It would.
It would.
But wouldn't you be pretty pumped to see this team, this unit, finish with 8 wins? Could you if you looked at our schedule yet, True? Look at our schedule and then come back and say you want to be pumped about 8 wins from this.
Yeah, I mean, we have the second hardest strength of schedule. Now, I know strength of schedule is kind of a fucking joke, if I'm being honest, because they go off of last year and the teams are all changing.
Yeah, I don't care about strength, but if you just look at the teams, look at the pass rushers we have to face, look at the quarterbacks we have to face, look at the running backs we have to
wide receivers.
The receivers. We face some of the most elite players in this league almost every single week, except for the 2 Jets games, and it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where I don't think we win.
I want to see what this looks like. Where do you have 7 wins, Jorge?
Yeah, Jorge, you gotta. I mean, you don't have to type them out, but
yes, you do. Who are we beating?
Yeah, okay, fine. Put your seven wins up there because I'm going to be honest with you.
7 wins up.
I did my best, and I'm not going to over spoil it. I did my best to take my fandom rose-colored glasses off, and I did one. I looked at the schedule. I broke down player versus player on both sides. I don't know how we get to 4. I don't. Look, and I think if we
Play
get
the Jets twice,
there's 2 of them. I think if we can get to 4 or 5 wins with this roster, bro, I will be fucking elated. Yeah. Because this team is supposed to be bad right now. We are not supposed to win 7 games. We're not supposed to win 5 games. We ripped this shit down beyond past studs. I don't mean to be repetitive for those of you that watch us on a regular basis. We have over 63% of our total cap allocation to players that are not on this team because we chose to take our medicine now so that we could be better financially or in a better financial situation next year going forward, where we're going to have close to 90 million next year, 100 million next year, and then even more than that in the 140, 150 million the year after. So I'm not expecting us to be good this year. I just want to see the players that we all love, that we know are foundational pieces. I want to see them play well. I want to see the rookies get better. And I want to see 1 or 2 guys that surprise me. And I'll consider this a victory, a win season.
Yeah, like it. I mean, at the surface, it looks like it's going to suck, but that makes the wins that much better. Like when you actually get a win, when you're in the situation that we're in, it feels great. All right, let's talk rookies for a second, man.
Quick.
Which rookie has changed your opinion the most so far this offseason?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, good or bad too. I mean,
honestly,
either way.
Honestly, I don't mean to be super repetitive because you and I glazed the fuck out of him last week. But Caleb Douglas, man,
yeah,
I have got to be 100 with everyone on the show. When we drafted Caleb Douglas, I about frisbeed my laptop out the window because it didn't make any sense to me with the players that were still on the board. It was a weird pick.
Yeah.
And we said it on the show and we've said it since. If we took, I know he was injured, but Chris Bell in the position where we took Douglas, and we took Douglas in the position where we took Chris Bell, I would have had no problem in the moment. Chris Bell has been and I'm not trying to be over dramatic when I say this, but he has been a revelation to me. I'm not saying he's
so good.
I'm not saying he's going to be our best receiver. I'm not saying he's going to surprise us and be the next, Jay Jetta or the next Jamar Chase, but he's fucking good. And that's more than I thought he was going to be.
I am excited to see him against another team starting corner. Like, I think that's what he'll be week 1. He'll face the Raiders, whoever their cornerback 1 is. I can't say I know the Raiders roster very well. And I'm excited just to see that. I just want to see the matchup. Like, I want to see if he's as effective in that game as he has been across training camp and the head-to-head practices and preseason and all that.
Well, Jorge put his money where his mouth is. He put everything on the line here. Are you ready to see his 7 wins?
Let's go. Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
No, we're good. We're good. So according to Jorge, who's a friend of the show. We love you, Jorge. Yep. If you haven't gone and checked out Sports Nights with Jorge, go check out his YouTube channel. It's incredible. Yep. It's amazing content. Jets twice. So we're sweeping the Jets. We're splitting with New England. We're split with Buffalo. That's bananas. Those 2 statements are bananas. Yes. We're going to beat the Raiders in week 1, and we're going to beat the Chargers. Plus the Bears. Plus the Bears.
Man.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Jorge. If you are right and I'm wrong, I will invite you on the show, and I will stand up and I will apologize to you profusely for what
You'll take his place on the show.
You can host this show, and I'll just sit and watch.
Josh will be in the green room.
I can maybe see a jet sweep, but I don't know about that. I don't think we split with Buffalo. We always tend to play New England pretty well, regardless of what team is ass and what team isn't. Raiders, sure. Chargers, definitely not, in my opinion. I think they are too talented of an offense. And the Bears, I think the Bears are going to dog walk us, dude. like put a collar and a leash on us and say, go outside. Like, it's going to be ugly. But
now that we've covered that,
you're right.
Now that we've covered that, let's get back to the rookie class. Your rookie that changed your opinion the most was Caleb Douglas. Mine has to be Trey Moore. Then, if you're taking Douglas, I'll take Moore. Starting Sam linebacker.
That's a good one.
Truthfully, when we drafted him, didn't care because we drafted Kyle Lewis just a couple picks later, and I was super pumped about that.
You're like, who's this? Whatever.
Right,
like fucking Lewis.
Trey Moore, whatever. Oh, great, a 4th round defensive end. Like we should have drafted one way sooner. Turns out he's not playing defensive end. He's playing Sam linebacker, and he's potentially starting if he's healthy. So that's crazy.
And he's looking really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Which he's not 17 anymore. Jalen Reagor took 17. So I have no idea what number Trey Moore is now.
Oh, I don't either, actually.
Have to look that up.
Fucking Jalen.
All right.
Coming in and shit in the bed.
Dude, he's awful. Why do people keep giving him a second chance? Goodness gracious.
So in the same vein of the rookies,
Yep.
I'm going to ask you a question, sir.
Sure.
Are you buying Hafley's defensive scheme yet? Have you seen enough to feel like you have even a quasi pulse of what kind of defense Hafley, what the scheme is, and are you buying it?
I don't know if I'm buying it. I haven't seen hardly any of it, to be honest with you. I don't think we've seen anything outside of a base defense so far. And
we haven't.
So it's like I don't know.
You really haven't. Yeah.
I don't know. I believe in him as a coach. I believe that he did well with the Packers, and I hope that carries over here. I believe that they added a lot of talent to this defense that wasn't there previously, so that gives them way more tools to work with. And I, for whatever reason, whether it be fandom taking over or ignorance or just pure hope, I believe everything he says. I have a lot of confidence in Jeff Hafley after being kind of upset about the hire.
Yeah,
seeing how him and Sully have been able to synergize and work together, and how Hafley handles the media with such respect. I respect the man tremendously, and I hope he works out.
Same. Yeah, I don't think I could have said it any better myself. I agree with you 100%. I have a question for you and for the chat. Should you guys care to chime in? Obviously, you can always chime in. That's not on here. That's not
Thanks,
on
appreciate
here.
it. Yeah.
So I was thinking about this weekend, and I wanted to put it in our group chat with Taylor and Dirk, but I figured I'd save it for the show just for you. Sweet. So reports out of Cowboys camp that Caleb Downs has looked phenomenal. Everything he was, outlined to be. Reuben Bain Jr. looks like the next thing at defensive end.
Yeah.
And we've seen Proctor come in and blow us both out of the water completely.
Yeah.
Now, we traded down. We got some stuff. Allowed us to make some other moves. We got a first-round pick. Moved down. We got some. I forgot what pieces we got.
I don't remember what we got. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We got some stuff for moving down.
Yeah.
Are you still pissed that we gave the Cowboys Downs? We passed on Bain, who went to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay or Cardinals? Yes. Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
And basically, selected the player in Proctor that we did, who's looked really fucking good. Or do you wish that we would have stayed and picked, or maybe taken Bain instead?
I mean, I'm not pissed about the safety because I don't think safeties change teams. I do think edge rushers change teams, and I think really good offensive linemen change teams. So, no, I don't think I am mad. It almost feels like the Dolphins were in a nose-lose situation in this case. I mean, if it were you and I, our board probably would have been.
Sorry,
I know. Our board probably would have had Downs and Bain 1-2, and then if we joined with the Dolphins brass and we're like, well, we really like Proctor, then okay, Bain, Proctor, Downs 1, 2, 3.
Sure.
It was a nose-lose situation there, and I think they probably made the right move. It's too early to say, but I'm not.
Because I'll tell you what, guys, if y'all didn't watch the live show when we drafted Proctor, I mean, your boys over here, we were ready to fucking commit suicide. We did not understand what the fuck was going on. We were so elated when we hit our pick, and Downs and Bain were there, and we were like, holy shit, they can't fuck this up. They can't screw this up.
As soon as they traded with the Cowboys, we knew Downs was gone. We're like, that's okay. Yeah. We got Bain.
Yeah, still. We got this. Bain. We traded down. Haha, jokes on the Cowboys. We probably wanted Bain anyways. Right. And they can't screw this up. Oh my God, they're making competent picks. And then,
I don't know what he was drafted either, but he wasn't even drafted next. Bain fell quite a bit actually in the draft.
So I don't know. I was just curious what your thought were. It looks like Trailblazer thinks, Proctor, he's cool with Proctor. Yeah, I agree. And more importantly, look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. the man, the myth, the legend.
There he is.
Back from the dead. And yes, there's our third grade cheese, buddy.
Welcome in, Frozen. True, and Jorge, I don't actually think I ever said welcome in, but you know I love
obviously.
you guys.
You guys are family.
Appreciate
Come
it.
on now.
Actually, you know who else we were really annoyed by taking Proctor over is Vega. He went he went at 14. Yeah. Vega Ione went, Ty Simpson went after us, and then Ione, and then Ruben Bain. And that was really surprising.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about him, so maybe we made the right choice.
Ty Simpson looked pretty good, though.
That he did.
That could be coaching, but who the hell knows, you know?
Well, it's also a stacked roster, but yes.
That is true.
All right,
perfect position for him, then. You want to get into some overreactions?
Yes. So these are quick fire.
Yeah.
You only get you don't get a sentence. It's one answer, one word answer, real or overreaction. So there will be a series of comments or questions. We can alternate if you want. Real or over, we can both answer each of them. Real or overreaction.
So the fans like the pick in the
chat
too. Are you going to start or am I going to start?
I'll start. Malik Willis is going to be better than people think. Real or overreaction?
Real.
Same. I agree 100%. Yep.
Miami's starting offensive line is actually good.
Real.
Ooh.
Real. Yes.
I am so on the fence with this one.
That's why I put it in there. And chat, chime in.
It's real. It's real.
In.
I think it's real.
Okay. All right. Caleb Douglas could legitimately be our number one wide receiver.
Our number one wide receiver?
Ours.
I think he already is. It's real.
Yeah. I'm on the fence. I'm going to say overreaction right now. Rookie,
who's going to be the wide receiver one?
Don't know.
Oh.
And I don't think it'll be necessarily just because, Douglas isn't the more talented one. I think it's going to be, the coaching staff's probably going to want to put a veteran, whether it be Malik Washington or whether it be one of the other two, and Tutu Atwell or the other guy.
Miami has one of the NFL's better rookie classes.
Overreaction.
Agreed. Overreaction.
Yeah. Yep. I
do think that the first rounders are looking good so far, though.
Yep. I think the first rounders. I think the second rounder is looking really good, in Rodriguez, albeit through a very careful lens. And I think Douglas and the wide receivers that we drafted we had a very good draft. I never want to say, oh yeah, we crushed it.
Yeah, we need to keep them motivated. We can't just
because they all look of our 8 live viewers. It's all 8 draft picks plus Jorge, Frozen, and Blazer.
They're going to stop working hard if we tell them that they're
The Dolphins are dangerously thin behind their projected starting units.
Oh, brother, this is the realest statement on earth right now.
Overreact? No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
you and I could start if somebody goes down. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, probably be better than some of the guys that we saw in film.
Miami will be better than the national media expects. I think they have our over/under at 3.5.
Overreaction.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's real.
I gotta be honest with you. I am struggling to find 3 wins.
If True Blazer likes the 0 depth thing too.
Yeah.
I think the last one's real. I do think we are going to be better than people expect. I think that coaching really makes a big difference, and we're seeing it across the league. Like there's a reason teams that swap coaches all the time and can't find consistency are regularly bottom of the barrel.
Excuse me. Yeah, and please understand that my lack of confidence in wins, and I know this is counterintuitive, is not a direct reflection of my assumption of how the coaching staff and how some of the starters and how some of the rookies are going to.
I feel like it is. You're insulting. You're insulting our boys.
I promise you, it's not.
One of them left because you said that.
Well,
the Dolphins were here watching us.
The truth hurts, but I can tell you this: you said it earlier, pretty much perfectly. We are going to have to score every single drive to solve for
like last year,
problem, right? And I honestly just don't. I'm not saying. I mean, we have phenomenal pieces at a lot of. We have really good and some phenomenal pieces at some key positions on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, for that matter. I just with the mix of rookies and the lack of talent in the secondary, we're gonna have to score 48 points a game to even be in some of these games. And I just don't see us doing it on a regular basis.
40. God, we better not be averaging 48 points against, man. Don't wish that upon anybody. All right. That was the last one in the real or overreaction. Our final segment of the day, of course, is rapid fire. We're doing this every show because it's so much fun.
So much fun.
We hope you guys love it too. Rapid fire, essentially quick questions. You get one sentence to answer them. Most of the time we go over that because we both love to talk, but that's okay. All right, Josh, are you ready? Final segment on this Monday, August 24th.
Oh,
wait, Jorge answered first.
Okay.
We're not ready.
So hold on. So real. So he thinks Malik is real. Starting is good is real. Caleb Douglas, overreaction to us having one of the NFL's best.
Yeah. Thin behind starters is an overreaction. Jorge, I'd love to see. I want to watch the Dolphins through your eyes, buddy. And Miami will be better than national media is real as well.
All right. Respect.
There we have it,
homie. All right.
Now we move into rapid fire. I'm going first. Josh, biggest surprise of the preseason.
So far, it has to be Caleb Douglas for me. And I don't mean to be repetitive.
Yes, you do.
That's my sentence.
Oh, that's all you get?
You said I only get one sentence.
That's true, you do. Yeah.
And Black Eye is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, Blake. He slept through the alarm again.
He did.
We all know it.
We know he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Biggest surprise? Do I answer these two or do just one?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Biggest disappointment.
Oh, you're gonna hate me. Jacob Rodriguez has been quite disappointing so far.
I agree with you. Versus expectations.
Yeah, exactly. Our expectations were too high, maybe. Caleb Douglas or Kevin Coleman, both rookie receivers, have been doing very good things for the Miami Dolphins. Who has impressed you more?
This is a lot closer than I assumed it would be.
Especially after week 2.
Mm-hmm. But Caleb Douglas.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I turn on a highlight and I see something like, holy shit.
I think Kevin's sticking though. I think he's staying on the team.
For sure. Yeah, no, 100%.
The 5th rounder is not guaranteed, right? I mean,
yeah. No, I think he's definitely done enough to at the very least be a special teamer. Okay. Position you are still most worried about?
Corner. I don't think we have.
We're going to go safety. Yep.
I don't think we have I think Chris Johnson is potentially our only starting corner. I don't think we have many starters on the corner. Not big on
Storm.
I don't think Brent's, Duck, Marshall.
No.
I don't. I mean, they're serviceable. Huh?
You were big on Marshall.
Big on Marshall, but I just don't. I like those guys as corner 3, 4, 5. I don't like those guys at cornerback 2.
That's fair. That's really fair. Okay.
Edge and safety for Blake, by the way.
Yeah, I love that. Yep.
Yeah. He took 2. It's position you're most worried about.
That's okay. You know what?
The chat doesn't follow the rules. You guys don't have to follow the rules.
It's okay. You know what? Blake is pissing into the wind. That's fine. He hopes he doesn't splash back.
It's going to splash back, but
nope.
Splash back. One player whose hype you're officially buying. Is this just Dolphins related or can it be anything?
Yeah. Proctor. Honestly, you know, I read you and I we talked about it just a little bit ago. We were both down on the pick. Everyone was saying it was a phenomenal pick. I didn't understand it. Now I do, and I was so wrong.
Yeah, agreed. Proctor's been great.
And last but certainly not least, to end the show,
we both answer this one.
And the chat. I want to hear from you guys. We're not logging off until we see at least one person respond. Confidence in Miami today after 2 preseason games and a bunch of practices. 1 out of 10.
What's 1 out of 10? You mean 1 to 10?
That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there's my number. No, I'm kidding. 1 to 10. What's your number and confidence in Miami?
4.
I'm going to go 4 as well because that's a good, solid number.
Slightly below average on this one.
Yep. Chat, what do you guys think? 1 to 10.
In the team. Confidence in the team. Team's performance going into the season. Yeah.
Yes, for the season, Blake. Yep. So confident, just from what we've seen 2 preseason games and a bunch of practices and OTAs and a bunch of media reports.
Blake went with safety, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God. What? This doesn't even align with everything you've been saying.
You know what though, Jorge? I respect it, buddy. And Blake's at a 5. That's good. Okay, that's better than either of us.
Yeah, and True Blaze is at a 5 too.
You know what?
Some confident fans in here.
Fucking love it. Fanatics, baby.
I love that 5 we're considering very confident at this point.
Well, I mean, fuck, look at this team. That is pretty fucking confident.
It's pretty confident. Oh man. They really could be. I think our offense is going to be good. I mean, I really like a lot of the pieces on offense. Caleb Douglas, Kazmarek is, I think, going to be more involved than people even know. I think Chris Bell coming back so soon is a huge boon to the offense. Devon Achane is a fucking legend. He's going to be fantastic. If he gets hurt, we might be in trouble. The offensive line looks really good. You know, like if Douglas and Bell work out and Malik is our slot, I am completely fine with Malik being our slot, by the way.
Same.
But Same. Kevin Coleman may push him for that spot. I
also fine
agree
with it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Frozen's at a 5 as well.
I like that.
Goodness, the confidence. Defense is terrifying.
In a bad way, I presume, Blake.
Yeah. Coaching for you in what capacity? I'm not sure what this is in response to. Oh, the position you're most worried about, coaching. Interesting.
Okay.
I guess that's. I mean, we're giving the coaching staff some blind confidence on our side, and maybe that's not what we should be doing.
Well,
we don't learn. Okay.
You know what my problem is it's hard for me to judge a coaching staff with no roster. Now you can say, well, they're the ones that put this roster. Yeah, sure, fine, I understand that, but they're also the ones that took all of their money. All of the money problems and fixed it.
He believes in the coaching.
Oh, okay.
It's the opposite. I took that the
opposite.
Wrong way.
Okay, so he's with me. I love it. And with you. That's great.
Jorge is the opposite, though. He has to see the coach do his job, and the depth is scary.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree on both. I'm not blindly following half into battle, but I do think he's the adult in the room that we've all been craving for a very long time.
I would follow. If Half is going to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, I'm coming with him.
Hey,
let's go, buddy.
In that case, I got one I can sell to you if you're interested. We did
double
it.
Click.
We did it.
Did anybody catch it? Okay, there we go.
Did anyone mention how great Chop is doing?
Yeah, this guy over here did. Oh, he's the wrong direction. This one over here.
Oh, wait, shit. Do it again. Oh, fuck. We fucked it up. We're so stupid. Okay.
We'll get it one of these days. We'll do a cross screen.
It's late, guys. It's been.
We're having too much fun. Everybody, you guys all joined in the closing minutes of the show.
No, this is fucking spectacular. I'll sit here all night and talk to you guys.
At the same time.
Yeah, no, Chop has been actually a breath of fresh air, especially, being a player that we were coming into a year saying, I'm surprised he's still on the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was definitely saying that.
Yeah.
Coaching is also what Blake is least worried about. They got the right guys. It's already obvious. I agree. I agree. What? We were doing something, okay? We were gonna go viral with that.
We were fucking trying, dude. Okay.
It was gonna be a hit.
You think this is Coca-Cola? This is not Coca-Cola.
It's not. This is not water. I don't drink water.
He drinks pure vodka. He's an animal.
And a bunch of people who probably aren't from the Northeast probably laughing at how I say water now, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. We had to close the show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Wednesday, by the way, so you don't have to wait long to hear from us again. Wednesday night at 7 p.m., we're going to be previewing the Dolphins-Falcons as Tua Tagovailoa gets the start for the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, my God. It's going to be fucking glorious.
Versus who the hell knows for the Miami Dolphins. We have no idea who we're playing out there, but we're hopeful that it's Malik Willis. That would be great.
Yep. We got Anthony in the house coming in the 23rd hour here. Let's see. I've been saying this from the beginning. We need to be realistic. The first 2 seasons are about development. I think some of the fans are suffering from PT. Yeah. I mean, look, we're Dolphins fans. We all have post-traumatic stress from what this franchise has put us fans through, to be selfish. But yes, I agree with you. Everyone, and Anthony gets annoyed when I say this, but a lot of these guys and coaches are going to get grace from me, especially in this year. Assuming it's going to be an automatic failure, and already, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I got to lock the show down. My boy is crying. I got to go try to get him to calm
oh,
down.
sorry.
He's supposed to be in bed an hour ago, so I don't know what's going on there. But thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Haze, over here to my left. I'm Anthony Pinzone. This has been the 305 Gridiron. Until next time, fins out, baby.